Now, the move also means that Constitution of India will come into force and Jammu and Kashmir state laws become irrelevant. Now, with the special status being struck down, the bigger challenge is in the valley, the security situation and a possible blowback. NSA Ajit Doval will monitor the security situations in Jammu and Kashmir. All right, so that's the latest that we are getting in. I believe we have a guest, Justice Chittatosh Mookerjee, nephew of Dr. Shama Prasad Mookerjee. Justice Chittatosh Mookerjee, your first comments, sir. You're the nephew of Dr. Shama Prasad Mookerjee. It was possibly his vision that this day happens, and it has. It's historic.
Well, Preeti, we have with us the nephew of Dr. Shama Prasad Mookerjee, Justice Chittatosh Mookerjee, here in Kolkata, joining us to give his insight on this historic day when the Modi government has taken, in a sense, a landmark decision to abrogate Article 370. Now, you would remember Shama Prasad Mookerjee, died in custody in 1953 when he was trying to get into Jammu and Kashmir then because there were provisions that everybody could not enter that state then without an identity card, and it was his in a sense opposition which led to a lot of changes, but he was vehemently opposing Article 370. So what is your first reaction? The government has revoked Article 370. As a family member and as a leading jurist, how do you see this development?
Well, so far as my sentiments are concerned, I'm happy that it is now fulfilled what my uncle Dr. Shama Prasad Mookerjee tried and died for the cause. He wanted single law, single administration, single chief minister. I mean, unification, in other words, unanimity in the application of laws. This has now been fulfilled. But about the legal aspect of it, I will leave it to the Supreme Court perhaps to decide this. On I make no comments.
So what was interesting was he made the comment that एक देश में दो विधान, दो प्रधान और दो निशान नहीं हो सकते. So he wanted a unification. But do you think this process will actually integrate and unify the people of Jammu and Kashmir with the hinterland?
Well, only future could say that. But so far I am concerned, I feel that it is high time that the provisions of Article 370 with a note on the margin that's a temporary provision has now been given away with. I mean, the result is, and the second part of it I should rather say, the BJP, I mean, the political program was a promise they made at the time of the election, last general election, that they will repeal the provisions of 370 and 35A. Therefore, apart from anything, my personal view is whether it should have been done or not, that I leave aside. But the point is that after all, they had the courage, they had the conviction to make it concrete. What they had promised.
So you think it required a lot of conviction and courage to take a decision of this magnitude?
Certainly, it is quite a lot of courage and to carry it through. But whether it was a wise decision, whether it is legally there is any infirmities in this, these are matters. First one to the people, the second one to the Supreme Court, whose say will be the final say in the matter.
Was this long overdue in your sense?
The decision was overdue, certainly. I just recall that I was a youngster when the question of Kashmir, merging with India in sense of, at that time there's a transfer of power going place, and the circumstances under which, the compulsions under which Maharaja Gulab Singh had signed. Well, I'm not a witness it, but I was present in the household of my uncle where these discussions, deliberations were going on, and the tension which had been creating the time. Therefore, after all, there has been an end to this. Either way you take a leap forward, whether it's only in the future could say whether there has been a wise decision or is a legal decision.
So what about a personal anecdote? As you said, you were in close proximity with your uncle, Dr. Shama Prasad Mookerjee. He really felt very strongly about this issue. It was, in a sense, his sole point of, agenda, his politics that drove the Janasangh. But in your personal interactions, what did you find? Did he actually believe that abrogation of 370 was a historic mistake? Was that the sense that you got from your uncle?
Well, I mean, there are 2 points of time which I can recall. One is in 1947-48. Immediately after the independence, the question of lapsing of the paramountcy of the Rajas, as they were called, the native states. Therefore, the Maharaja was hesitant. And then the discussions going on, and they had come, the persons from Pakistan had entered the territory. So, and the Maharaja was hesitant. Mahajan was I recall, was the Prime Minister of the day. He had to resign. Then the Sheikh Abdullah was ushered in as the Prime Minister, and therefore, I mean, there was certain understanding, which was a understanding by India or of personally a stipulation by Pandit Nehru is a matter to be decided. I mean, in fact, I leave it to the others to judge. Therefore, at that time, there is a lot of tension going on. I mean, army by air, those were the Dakotas, they were landed in Kashmir.
So what about personal differences between your uncle and Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister?
It is not a personal difference. When he resigned over the issue of a pact which Liaquat Ali, the then Prime Minister, and Nehru entered into regarding imposition of passport for refugees from East Pakistan and the neglect of the refugees from East Pakistan. That's the issue on which he resigned. Thereafter, he fought the election and almost was a one-man opposition in the parliament. There they fought not personally, but they had regard for each other. But naturally, politically, they were opponents of each other.
Do you think he got his due now with the Modi government coming and abrogating Article 370? It was his long cherished dream, Dr. Mukherjee's. Now that has been recognized and the government of India has moved on his path that he had suggested, many are saying that, Nehru's historic mistake has been corrected. How do you view this?
Well, as I've said, I've been in the judiciary all my life. Therefore, I deter from making any comments of the political aspect of this. But certainly, it's a fulfillment, not only of a dream, but the struggle which my uncle carried on. And then, after all, he sacrificed his own life. He died under rather doubtful circumstances, the kind of treatment he had after he had a heart attack and all this. But then therefore it is that way, it's a fulfillment of his wishes, and certainly.
Fulfillment of his wishes. So, Dr. Shama Prasad Mookerjee's family here in Kolkata, of course, they're happy that in a sense it's a closure as far as his demands and his fight for integration of India is concerned. But whether the political aspects of it, whether this will be a success, that's what time will be able to judge. But the family here is happy that the Modi government has been able to expedite with this process and abrogate Article 370, the long cherished dream of Dr. Shama Prasad Mookerjee. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Indrajit, for joining us. We're going to continue to get our viewers all possible reactions on what has taken place in the Rajya Sabha today, on what has taken place today, a red letter day in Indian history, a watershed moment. Whether you like it, dislike it, you have to admit what has happened is historic. So let's just break it down. As we continue to get reactions from the Valley, which has clearly not taken well to this announcement of the revocation of Article 370 and 35A and the bifurcation of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which now will not be a state. Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Union territory of Ladakh. Let's cut across to Jammu, because people in Jammu are rejoicing, happy. Sunil, what are you picking up?
Well, Preeti, as I've been saying earlier, that people here in Jammu region have welcomed Modi government's decision to bifurcate Jammu and Kashmir, and as well as the decision to abrogate Article 370. There have been celebrations here. Celebrations took place here earlier in the day, and I am getting reports that in other areas of Jammu region also people have erupted in joy. Celebrations are taking place, and people here, as I have been saying earlier, that there was a a long pending demand from the overwhelming majority of the people in Jammu region that Article 370 should be abrogated, Article 35A should be abrogated because it has given an upper hand to Kashmir region.
I'm going to come right in. Sunil, I am interrupting you. The reason so is the debate continues in Rajya Sabha. As we know, there's a fracture in the ranks of the opposition. Even some Congress MPs happy and the others opposing this particular revocation.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.